Hey everyone, it's your girl Shauna J. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So appreciate you guys stopping by. In today's video, I'm gonna go back to my roots a little bit because I'm gonna be talking about some exceptional fragrances that are cheap slash affordable. And I hope you guys will find something that you like. Now, all these fragrances are on the sweeter side. Some are sweeter than some, but they're for the most part sweet, warm, and yeah, they're just perfect for this time of year. But anyway, guys, we're gonna jump right into the first fragrance. The very first fragrance that I'm gonna start out with is by Victoria's Secret, and this one is actually from their Tease collection. It's called Candy Noir. This is in EDP form. If you're like me, you probably don't indulge in Victoria's Secret perfumes. One, because a lot of times they are so overpriced and they don't even last. Now in my case, I did purchase this 1.7 fluid ounce bottle for $40 because it was on sale. Now, is that a good price? I mean, for the quality, yes, but you know, honestly, I wish I had looked around a little bit because I found a better price for this fragrance. I did find another source which has the same fragrance, the 1.7 fluid ounce bottle, for only $28. Now, this is my actual favorite from the Tease collection. It has notes of raspberry glaze, midnight iris, and a tonka bean. The raspberry glaze note pulls the strongest to my nose. It smells like a raspberry candy. It has like a sweet and sour raspberry type of scent, but behind that I get some sort of a creamy scent. It's on the darker side, which would explain the reason why they will call this one Candy Noir. So even though it's sweet, there's something dark and mysterious about it. But what I like about this one is that it just never gets too dark or too serious or too sexy. It does have those qualities, but it just never goes overboard. And I think I said in my last video, I like the fact that it doesn't get dirty, because a lot of times when you have these sweet candy-esque type of fragrances, they like to add a lot of depth, which is understandable, but sometimes I think it messes with the beautiful sweet notes, and I don't like that. So if you're like me and you're looking for a nice sweet raspberry candy type of scent with some creaminess in the background, some muskiness in the background, with longevity, because this one does last a very long time, this one lasts all day on me. All right, it's that kind of scent. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, definitely look into this Victoria's Secret Tease perfume. This one is called Candy Noir. The next fragrance that I have here is by Zara. I rarely ever talk about Zara fragrances on my channel because a lot of times I think they don't last a long time. I don't like to recommend fragrances that I don't think last a long time, but this one is quite an exception. Now, the name of this one is Gardenia, which is crazy because this one has nothing to do with gardenia. I don't smell gardenia. There's no gardenia note listed in here. The notes are actually orange blossom, vanilla, and coffee, which I think is quite right because my nose is able to detect each and every single note that I just said. The note that pulls the strongest in this fragrance for me is actually the vanilla. The vanilla here is sweet, but there's also that essence of coffee in the background, like a dark coffee. So the vanilla and that dark coffee mixes really, really nicely. In the background, I'm definitely getting some muskiness and some earthiness, and it makes me think that there may be patchouli in the scent because of that earthy muskiness in the background. It prevents me from loving it as much as I want to, but what that muskiness and that earthiness does is that it does offer some depth. It makes it smell rather sexy and deep and mature. Now, if you like fragrances like Black Opium, which I think this is a dupe for Black Opium, but I'm not too familiar with that scent, so I'm not gonna go into that too much. I don't like to speak on things that I don't know. I remember it being like sweet, like a heavy vanilla coffee scent with some patchouli. I remember that, but I don't know the little nuances of that perfume because I've actually never worn it. So like I said, I don't want to speak on that too much, but it does have the same scent profile of fragrances like Black Opium, La Vie Belle, Flower Bomb. So it's like a sweet floral type of scent mixed in with some vanilla and some coffee, and it is on the longer lasting side. This one could last a full day on me. If you're looking for an affordable perfume that smells like Black Opium, something that you could wear on date night, or something like that, definitely check out Gardenia by Zara. Up next is Pink Sugar, and this is in the Red Velvet scent. Now this one is very new to my collection. This fragrance right here is worth having even if you have the original, and I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, let me just say this. It does smell very similar to the original Pink Sugar. So if you like the original Pink Sugar, you're going to be very happy to know that it does have the same scent DNA as the original. There is a beautiful prominent strawberry note. So you're going to pick up on that strawberry, but we also have whipped cream in the base, which provides this beautiful, sweet, creamy concoction. And I think that's what separates this fragrance from the original. Usually when I first spray this fragrance out, I get that licorice scent. So for the first couple of seconds, you're gonna detect it. Even right off the nozzle, I'm getting it. But a couple of minutes in, it goes away. You're not gonna be able to smell it. And you're gonna be left with this sweet strawberry, cotton candy, creamy type of scent. Very, very delicious. I never thought that I would admit to the fact that a flanker could outdo the original Pink Sugar, but I must say that the Red Velvet is my favorite. It's a long-lasting fragrance, just as the original is long-lasting. You'll find this one for around 20 bucks for the 3.4 fluid ounce bottle. So very, very good deal here. So up next is a celebrity scent. I've actually never ever spoken about this one on my channel, despite the fact that I've had this one for so many years. It's always been in my collection. I recently actually took it out of my closet, put it in a box, decided that I was gonna just declutter it. But of course, before selling a fragrance, I always test it out to make sure it's still good, especially if it's been in my collection for years. But fortunately for me, this one is still good, it's still fresh, and it smells amazing. By the way, I know I didn't mention it yet, this is Selena-Gomez's perfume for women. This is a fruity floral gourmand scent, so we do have all aspects in this fragrance. I must say though that the fruits definitely stand out. We have pineapple, peach, blackberry, we have orange, so it's like literally bursting with fruits. And what I like about the fruitiness of this scent is that it is sweet, like sugary sweet, and it smells a bit tropical, possibly from the pineapple. The fruitiness does remind me of the same type of fruitiness that you'll get from Pure Seduction, and I know for some people that's probably bad news, but guys, I'm telling you, it's not. But I must say that the fruitiness that we get from Pure Seduction, it's quite similar to the fruitiness that we have here, but more sweet, more sugary, and it feels more tropical. Other than the sweet, sugary, fruity tropicalness that we have going on in this fragrance, we also have some gourmand notes. So we have vanilla, amber, coconut, we have vanilla, so there's like a lot going on here. I actually sprayed this one on myself earlier, like way before doing this video, and I could still smell it. Now, the interesting thing about what I'm getting now after hours is that it has become musky. There is this muskiness in the background that makes it feel way more sexy, a little bit more grown up. It just gives the fragrance some depth. I must say that there's this clean note all the way in the background, which I find very unique, a very complex scent, very beautiful, long-lasting fragrance. I think it's a beautiful scent, and it's definitely slept on for sure. Another affordable fragrance to make this list is by the House of Guess, and this one is called Seductive Red. This is cherry, this is almond, I believe we have tonka bean in this fragrance. Now, I cannot review this fragrance without mentioning the fact that it does have the same scent profile as Cloud by Ariana Grande, so it does have the same exact sweet, creamy woodiness that you find in Cloud. The only difference with this one, and what I think that makes it way more better than Cloud, is the fact that it has that beautiful cherry note. That cherry on top just makes this fragrance so much more wearable. It makes it smell more youthful, more girly. It just makes it more fun, so it's not so serious. Very inexpensive. I think you could find this one for like 20 or 22 bucks or something like that. So another one that made this list is yet another fragrance from the House of Guess, and this one is called Double Dare. Now this fragrance is super inexpensive. I think it may be the most inexpensive one on this list. I think you could find this one for between 11 and 16 bucks or something like that, which is such a steal because this fragrance is a beautiful high quality fragrance. They could legit sell this perfume for way more, but we're not gonna argue with that, are we? It was actually a suggestion that came through on my YouTube channel a couple of months back. If I could find that comment, I'll definitely put it here. So thank you so much for your suggestion. As luck would have it, a couple of weeks after receiving that comment, I went on vacation and went to Burlington and found this fragrance. I really wasn't expecting too much from this fragrance, and I did what I always do when I'm trying out my fragrances. I wore this one to bed just to see how long it would last, just to see how it would transform. And when I tell you, this fragrance literally distracted me while I was sleeping. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. You wear perfume to bed and every time you turn and you get a whiff, it distracts you. All right, so this fragrance definitely did that to me. It's a beautiful scent. Now there is a couple of notes in this fragrance, but the most dominant notes that I get from this one is mandarin orange and amber. I mean, who would have thought that mandarin oranges would smell so freaking amazing with amber? The sweetness that I'm getting from this one is not so much of an edible gourmand type of sweetness. It doesn't smell that way. It smells more oriental. It smells a bit balmy, even a bit resinous. That's the type of sweetness and warmth that you're gonna get from this fragrance. Now some people may actually describe this one as a sexy fragrance, which I will kind of agree with, but I think this one is more sensual because of how sweet and warm and cozy. It doesn't scream black dress, even though it could, but I think this one is more of a golden dress. Now behind that mandarin orange and that sweet warm amber, I'm getting something a bit earthy. I actually went back to look at the notes to see if I would see patchouli, but it wasn't there. But there's something a little bit earthy, but surprisingly it doesn't bother me. I think it just adds a little bit of depth to the fragrance. I really think it did so much for the fragrance and it was so needed. I mean, depending on what you like in fragrances, but for me it was actually a good thing. It just rounded out the fragrance, gave it a little bit of depth, and it just became more beautiful as it dries down. If I did not mention it, this is a long-lasting fragrance, the kind of fragrance that will last you for the whole day, especially if you are strategic with how you spray it. I always say, but behind the ears, in the crooks of your elbows, behind the knees, I'm telling you, it works, all right? So I decided to go ahead and add this fragrance to the list. I actually received this one in the mail last night, took a shower, wore this one to bed to see what the hype was all about, and I'm telling you guys, this one shot up to the front of the list for me. This is like my new obsession. This is what I've been looking for all my life. This is just the most amazing, sweet, vanilla-esque gourmand scent. It has notes of caramel, macadamia, vanilla, white chocolate, sea salt, and coconut nectar. When I woke up this morning, I smelled the most sweet, delicious, cookie-like, cake-like scent. I actually thought my husband was in the kitchen baking. That's how realistic it was. It's like a full 8 hours later, and this fragrance is still going strong. So definitely want to add this one to the list. It's very affordable. You can find this one for 20 bucks, which I think is more than a good deal because it's such a high quality body mist. This is another sweet, warm, delectable fragrance that would be perfect for this upcoming fall season. Honestly, I'm gonna wear this one when it's even warm. I don't care. I could just imagine how beautiful it's gonna smell then. Amazing scent. Okay guys, so another fragrance that I decided to add to this list is one that I often talk about on my channel. This is from the house of Cheirosa, and this is yet another fragrance within the Anais range. This one is called Premier Delise. I decided to add this one to the list because I think it happens to be one of the most beautiful, high quality, inexpensive fragrance that you're gonna find out there. I think it's perfect for this time of year. It wears pretty much like a fruity, floral, gourmand scent, so it has all aspects. I would say the dominant note that you're gonna get from this one is pear. Not so much of an organic, freshly picked kind of pear. That's not the kind of pear that you're gonna get here. This is sweet, it's warm, it's sugary, it's baked. It's the kind of pear that you will find in like a pear pie. All right, that's the kind of scent that I'm getting here. Even though this is a sweet sugary scent, it doesn't necessarily feel gourmand to me. When I smell this one, I don't necessarily want to eat it. Maybe a little bit. There's something definitely gourmand here, obviously, but because of that peony in the composition, it prevents it from being totally gourmand. So it's like sweet and sugary, but there's like this floral touch to it. We also have cacao in the composition, which smells more like cinnamon to me, if I'm being completely honest. If you're looking for a comparison, I would say that this one smells very similar to Givenchy's Irresistible fragrance, the EDP form. It definitely smells like that. So if you like that fragrance, or if you have some interest in that fragrance, but you're looking for something way more affordable with the same quality, if not better, definitely look into this fragrance. This is Anais Premier Delise, and it's from the house of Cheirosa. So the last fragrance that I have on this list is actually a rollerball, which usually would piss me off, okay, because I do not like rollerballs. If you're gonna give me a travel size, give me a spray, okay? But in this case, this is okay because it's a stronger scent, and I don't have a problem getting this one to last or getting it to project. It's definitely fine. Now, it is by the brand Skylar. Okay, I did see this brand the other day when I went into Sephora, and the name of this scent is Boardwalk Delight. Now, this is a sweet, gourmand kind of fragrance. Now, the notes that we have here are pure vanilla, cotton candy, and coconut milk. The most prominent note that I get here is actually the cotton candy. I get the cotton candy, it's sweet, it's pink, it's fluffy, and of course I get that beautiful sweet airy vanilla. There's a lot of creaminess coming in from the coconut milk, so this is like cotton candy, vanilla, coconut milk all combined. Super nice. But what's so unique about this fragrance is the fact that if you smell it closely enough, you'll get some sort of like a clean cotton smell, which is crazy because I was not expecting that, but I'm all here for it because it just smells so good. It didn't take away from the fragrance. Actually, I think it makes it more beautiful and more unique. It's just freaking gorgeous. And the rollerball is good because it comes out a lot. I'm gonna see if I could show it. I don't know if it's gonna, I don't know, it's not gonna show up. That's so sad. But anyway, guys, that's beautiful. Oh my god, guys, so freaking good. And when I tell you, it projects and it lasts, and I'm telling you, the fact that it's a rollerball did not affect it not one freaking bit. It's an amazing scent. I'm gonna put their Instagram name for those of you guys who may have some interest in this fragrance, you know, just to see if you could get it for that 20 bucks that I found it for. You know, it is worth it. All right, but anyway, guys, beautiful sweet scent. Ooh, it smells expensive, okay? Even though it's a sweet gourmand scent, there's something clean and expensive about it, which is just freaking amazing. Okay, guys, so that completes today's list. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, show your girl some love by thumbsing up this video and leaving a beautiful little emoji in the comments. It don't matter, whatever color you're feeling today, leave that down below. All right, I'll see y'all in the next upload. Bye.